Welcome back. So joining us now is Zach Hirsch, also known as Mystic Zach. So here to tell us more, here he is. So you're one of the hosts of the recently announced Keeping Up with Sports show with Caitlyn Jenner and Lamar Odom. It's a powerhouse team. So tell me a little bit about the show and what it's been like teaming up with Caitlyn and Lamar.
It's been great teaming up with them. I didn't know what to expect chemistry-wise, but we flow great together on set, and it's really an honor to be working with the two-time NBA champion and a former Olympic gold medalist. So anytime you get to work with two athletes like that, it's a great honor for me as a massive sports fan.
Yeah, those are two very impressive athletes to be hanging out with and sitting next to. And I understand your first guest is the great Sugar Ray Leonard. What was interviewing a boxing legend like? What was that like sitting next to him or talking to him?
Oh, it was very special. I grew up in the boxing game. My dad was a boxing manager growing up, and I've been in boxing gyms since I was 4 years old. So Sugar Ray Leonard is always someone that's highly revered and regarded in boxing circles, one of the very best to ever lace up the gloves. So to be able to sit next to him and I think really show off my boxing knowledge and even challenge me to spar a couple of times, which I politely declined. But yeah, it was definitely special to be talking to Sugar Ray.
Okay, so that's sort of your world, the boxing world. You're sort of an influencer in that space. Are you still active in that world? How did you get involved there?
Yeah, I grew up in boxing, but when I really segued that into being the most prolific sports picker that we've seen on the most accurate sports handicapper in the world. But that's for football, boxing, basketball, a lot of different sports.
Okay, so explain to people what a sports handicapper is.
So I pick the sports and tell the people what to bet.
Yes, you're the one. You're the one that everybody's praying to make sure that they have good picks. As a sports handicapper and a fellow boxing guy, I have to ask, who are you picking, Mike Tyson or Jake Paul?
Jake's my guy. He actually is the who started me on all this in the social influence space when I was 17 years old, and I think I was one of the first people to tell him that he could be a professional boxer. So I've got Jake by knockout.
Wait, are you being serious? You really think
Yeah, I've
so?
got Jake by knockout.
What? I mean, how does Jake prepare for something like that?
I think you stay the heck away from Mike until he gets tired.
I actually think that's a good, you might have another career there. I think that's a good strategy. All right, so tell us what your first podcast that you hosted and how you got that role that sort of segued into what you're doing now.
Yeah, the first podcast I hosted was with Jadakiss, and this hasn't been announced yet, but we actually just filmed an interview with him on Keeping Up with Sports, so you'll be seeing him on there as well. And it was a show called Kiss and the Miss, and Jada was the first person to believe in me in a podcast sense, and I owe him the world. He's the reason why I can do this as a profession now.
All right. Okay, well, your show is called Keeping Up with Sports. Where can we find it? How can we watch?
It's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube. Stay tuned to the Instagram at Keeping Up Sports. And I'm sure you'll be seeing the press releases and media stuff that we'll be going on a short little tour here soon.
All right, Zach Hirsch, we're excited to see what comes next. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
To be an electrician at SJVC, where we've been getting students career ready for over